Namaste and welcome to AIDIA Dialogue. In this episode of AIDIA Dialogue, I am going to talk with His Excellency Mr. Ashraf Shikhaliyev, non-residential ambassador of Azerbaijan to Nepal, basically focusing on the prospect of bilateral relations between Nepal and Azerbaijan and broader foreign policy direction of Azerbaijan. Your Excellency, welcome to AIDIA Dialogue.
My pleasure to be here. Thank you for invitation.
We are very pleased to have you as our guest.
So nice of you. Thank you.
What was the thing that really attracted you?
The city, the Kathmandu, beautiful historical places, the architecture, the people.
And Your Excellency, to begin with, just to give the sense to our viewers, can you briefly describe the geographical, cultural, political and socio-economic outlook of Azerbaijan, because the name Azerbaijan is not familiar to all of us. It looks a little unfamiliar.
Azerbaijan is a country situated on the region which is called the Caucasus. On the north is Russia, on the south is Iran, on the west is Georgia, across the Caspian Sea it is Kazakhstan and Turkmenistan. A 10 million population country. It is the vibrant developing economy. It is one of the major economies of, it is the major economy of the Trans-Caucasus region. It is an oil and gas exporting country. It is a country which is on the crossroad of transport corridors, north-south, east-west, and has been traditionally the central hub for the trade between Europe and Asia. The 1/3 of the country is in Europe and 2/3 in Asia. And that is why, due to its geographical location, Azerbaijan is playing a role of a bridge between Europe and Asia. And even if you look at the people, their mentality is Western, the mind is Western oriented, but the heart is Asian, the soul is Asian. So we are...
It's a mix of diversity.
Yes, in a sense. We have the same values with the Asian nations. And the word of Azerbaijan is translated as land of fire.
Land of fire?
Land of fire, because in ancient times there were a lot of places where, because the Azerbaijan is the oil country, and the gas and oil, they are together underground. The gas was coming out from the underground to the surface. It was burning in multiple places.
And Your Excellency, I just learned that Nepal and Azerbaijan established bilateral relationship on February 28, 1995. That's not long ago. And it's been a few days. You've presented your credential as a non-residential ambassador of Azerbaijan to Nepal. How do you examine the current and future prospect of bilateral relation between Nepal and Azerbaijan? I'm sure there are a lot more areas to be explored.
It was my honor to present credentials to Madam President. And as an ambassador of Azerbaijan to Nepal, I am eager to strengthen and upgrade our bilateral relations. And the areas that I immediately would look at is the tourism promotion, it is expansion of trade, it is mutual investment opportunities, the electronic governance, the provision of public services to population, because in Azerbaijan we have very good experience of Asan service. Asan means easy in Azerbaijani and in so many other languages. In Nepalese it also means easy, yeah. Right?
In Hindi actually.
In Hindi it is easy, in Arabic it is easy. And it is a one-stop shop for the people. In 2015, it is one-stop shop of provision of public services to the people. It has high reputation among the population of Azerbaijan, and in 2015 United Nations awarded the #1 public service award to Asan service of Azerbaijan. And this is something that we would like to share with the Nepalese people.
And Your Excellency, when we talk about bilateral relation, it's more about trade, business, the modern economy. The modern relation is all about business these days. So looking at the bilateral trade statistics between Nepal and Azerbaijan, it was only $6,600 in first half of 2015. That's very negligible. I hope you agree with me. What could be the potential import-export commodities between two countries to promote the volume of trade?
Truly so. The negligible amount of bilateral trade can be increased. And the major commodities that I can immediately think of is the textiles from Nepal to Azerbaijan, the export of medical herbs from Nepal to Azerbaijan. From Azerbaijan, it could be some processed agricultural products, some exotic fruits that are not available in Nepalese market. And of course, as I said, cooperation in the IT sector, because Nepal and Azerbaijan are both landlocked countries. Yeah. Whether we want it or not, what we produce domestically, if we bring in raw materials, we pay the transit fees. If we export the goods, we pay the transit fees. Our goods are more expensive due to the transit costs. That is why for countries like ours, it is important to be in the boundaryless area, which is IT sector. So if we position ourselves in the IT sector strongly globally, we can generate income for our society, for our people, and create jobs. In IT sector, it is easier to create jobs. So for our countries, that would be a priority in cooperation.
Your Excellency, I also learned that India, our neighbor, is exporting huge amount of tea to Azerbaijan, and tea here is also considered as a very potential export commodities. So your any impression on Nepali tea? Can we export? But it's not good to compare countries, but here a lot of time we argue that Nepali tea has a very, very good export potential.
Yes, definitely, we can look into that. With regard to tea, I should say that we more import the Ceylon tea, and Indian tea is imported also in increasing volumes. But still, the major tea in Azerbaijan is the Ceylon tea, and we also produce our tea of good quality, Azerbaijani tea. Definitely, tea area can be one of the areas of joint cooperation between Nepal and Azerbaijan.
Do you have some specific plan to implement this thing in your tenure? Can we see this happening?
I have this plan, but
it's too early to forecast?
Yes, it has to be discussed with relevant partners, and then we can pursue and announce and implement it.
Your Excellency, trade is one factor that can bring two countries together, but there are a lot of other exchange as well, social and cultural exchange. We don't see much happening between Nepal and Azerbaijan. What is your impression on that? The other area of cooperation beside trade?
Beside trade, there is educational cooperation. I am pleased that under AIDIA scholarship of Azerbaijan, one Nepalese student has been accepted to the top university in Azerbaijan, the AIDIA University, and he will be studying for 2 years at the mastership degree. So we can expand the cooperation in the field of education. Some professionals from Nepal participate in the capacity building courses in Azerbaijan, and there is also increasing cultural cooperation.
And Your Excellency, International North-South Transport Corridor was initiated by India, Iran and Russia back in 2002, and now there are 11 more countries under that corridor, and Azerbaijan is also a part of that corridor. Especially I would like to know about the link which connects Indian ports with Azerbaijan through Iran, because the route could be beneficial for Nepal for trade. A lot of time we hear that. Can you tell us the significance of this port and that this link is?
The North-South Transport Corridor, in 1 year, in last year, the volumes of goods exported by this corridor increased 10 times. And there is a huge opportunities for Nepal to benefit from it. Because Nepal is a landlocked country, anyhow you are exporting it to one of the ports, I mean your export goods exporting to one of the ports, and as India is participant of this North-South Transport Corridor, the Indian goods are going from the Indian ports to the Bandar Abbas and Chabahar ports of Iran. And then from Bandar Abbas port receives the container goods. Chabahar port has the infrastructure for the bulk goods. So from Bandar Abbas by railway they go north through to the territory of Azerbaijan, and from Azerbaijan they can go to the European countries, and depending on the country, the goods from Mumbai to any European country would be between 12 to 15 days by sea, from Mumbai to Bandar Abbas port of Iran, and then by railway to European countries 12 to 15 days. By sea, the same goods would be shipped in 45 to 60 days, depending on the country. So it is 1/3 of the time. It is huge advantage. And we are looking now at adding more Asian countries to this North-South corridor. And I believe that there will be more countries participating in this corridor and benefiting from it from Southeast Asia.
Your Excellency, being more specific about Nepal, the route could also be beneficial for Nepal for trade. We hear that, but things hasn't moved forward because of our geographical proximity with India. We could reap benefit from that route, but things hasn't happened. Any initiation you will be taking as an ambassador in your tenure?
I would love to facilitate, but of course experts have to calculate which route is more beneficial for Nepal. So whether that is the East-West corridor or it is North-South corridor, you are in between two big nations. So the China is promoting Belt Road Initiative. Yes, it's up to experts to calculate, because eventually the exporters would be looking at the costs, and costs are a fundamental factor in taking decisions. But anyhow, whichever route you choose, Azerbaijan is on the crossroad of East-West and North-South corridors.
And Your Excellency, both Nepal and Azerbaijan are the member of non-aligned member group, which was formed during the Cold War period. But a lot of people argue that the group, the forum, is not relevant in today's global power structure. What is your view on this?
Non-alignment movement is exactly relevant in today's political scene, because what we see is that there should be a stronger voice by developing countries. There should be mutual support and unity among developing countries. And Azerbaijan is taking chairmanship in the non-alignment movement this October. On 25th, 26th October, there will be a non-alignment movement summit in Baku. And as the chairs of the non-alignment movement, we would like to uphold the principles of NAM. We would like to strengthen the unity within the movement, and would like to increase the efficiency of NAM. And I think that NAM has its place in United Nations. Developing countries are cooperating within the G77 and China group. But there are other countries in the United Nations. In non-alignment movement, in NAM, it is only developing countries. So cooperation between developing countries, strengthening unity of the developing countries, would enable them to defend their position in a more stronger voice. And I think that NAM is very much needed on today's agenda and the future political agenda of the world.
And Your Excellency, having said that, many observers are still critical regarding the efficiency of NAM. They argue that it hasn't done much in enhancing bilateral ties, mutual understanding or something like that. It's a very passive forum. A lot of observers argue that. Do you feel that way?
That is truly so, and I share this opinion. And that is why the Azerbaijani chairmanship will have as its priorities strengthening the unity of the organization and increasing its efficiency. So that within the 3 years of our chairmanship from 2019 to 2022, that will be our priorities.
And as the government of Azerbaijan is hosting 18th NAM summit, and Azerbaijan will hold the chair for the year 2019 to 2021 as well. So how the government of Azerbaijan is preparing for this summit, and how Azerbaijan will play a role to make this group more relevant and efficient? How do you want to respond to this?
The summit preparations are going on. 120 heads of state and government are expected to come to Azerbaijan in the end of October. 17 observer countries will participate, and 10 international observer organizations will participate. So there will be an extensive dialogue on how to strengthen the movement, on how to increase efficiency of taking decisions, how to formulate the shared vision. So it's up to the heads of states to have this dialogue and elaborate decisions, which as a chair will realize and facilitate.
And Your Excellency, I was amazed to know the contribution of travel and tourism sector to GDP of Azerbaijan. It looks very impressive. It was 14.6% in 2017 and is expected to rise to 20% of GDP by 2028. It looks very impressive. So can you tell us more about the initiative and reforms and strategical setup led by the government of Azerbaijan to promote trade and tourism and travel sector of the nation?
There is a policy on promotion of tourism, and within that policy you have to position the country in an attractive way. So the word, the land of fire, the name of the country, land of fire, is already attractive for so many countries. What is that? Land of fire. I would love to go and see it. And the government is having international competitions like the Formula One, like Islamic Olympic Games, like European Games, like UEFA Championship in Azerbaijan. Plus the major conferences are held in Azerbaijan. This all is positioning the country on the political agenda, on economic agenda, and on the agenda of the tourism companies. Because when you hear about the land of fire, which is having the Formula One, and people are seeing the beauty of the city, and the race is going within the city, there is an increase of applications for coming to Azerbaijan as tourists. And sometimes I'm amazed how quickly decisions are taken. And there has been a very wise campaign of promoting Azerbaijan. Have been identified the target countries, the major markets for tourism attraction to Azerbaijan, and in those countries were established the special programs. They were established representative offices there, and through that the Azerbaijan has been promoted as a tourism destination. And what we see now, we see the city of Azerbaijan is one of the most beautiful European cities. The nature of Azerbaijan is amazingly beautiful.
I also learned about the Take a Look campaign, which aims to double the number of tourists by 2023. Can you tell us more about this campaign?
Name itself, Take Another Look, is attractive. It is inviting you to take another look at the land of fire. And this is a very successful campaign. And within that campaign, there have been multiple tourism promotion events dedicated to Azerbaijan. And they produce results. They produce results in a number of tourists visiting Azerbaijan. From Nepal, within the last year, 3,000 people visited Azerbaijan, and this is an increasing trend.
We just talked about the geostrategic location of the country between East Europe and West Asia. How is the foreign policy shaping in this geopolitical situation? Is this a challenge for Azerbaijan to maintain a balance?
Well, our foreign policy is centered around the national interests of Azerbaijan. And in this geopolitical situation, on the crossroad of Europe and Asia, we are dedicated to promotion and defending our national interests. And within that policy, we are establishing good neighborly relations with all countries, with all neighboring countries, except for one country with which we have territorial conflict. It's Armenia. It occupied about 20% of the territory of Azerbaijan, and upon return of those occupied territories and withdrawal of the occupied forces, we are ready to establish a good cooperative relations with Armenia as well.
And Your Excellency, I would like to ask about the BRI initiative as well. Like Nepal, Azerbaijan is also a part of Belt and Road initiative led by China. Can you share with us the major infrastructure and connectivity project from Azerbaijan which are included under BRI project?
On the BRI project is Baku-Tbilisi-Kars Railway. This is one project. Another is Alyat Port. This is a modern port on the shore of the Caspian Sea.
Trans-Caspian international transit route as well.
Yes, and that as well. So we are part of this BRI corridor, and the goods are increasingly going from China through Central Asia to Azerbaijan, and through Azerbaijan to European markets, and vice versa. So we are part of this, we are benefiting it, and with us together are benefiting the partner countries that are on this.
And also there are some countries raising the question about the financing of the project under BRI. Tell us more about the experience of Azerbaijan, how the projects are being funded. Are they grants, loan? What is the mode of finance?
Multiple versions. If we take the Baku-Tbilisi-Kars railway road, there were three countries through territory of which it went. It was Turkey, it was Georgia, and Azerbaijan. And each country, that railway project was realized on the resources of those three countries. Turkey constructed at its own resources the missing link on its territory. Azerbaijan reconstructed the railway link within the territory of Azerbaijan, and also gave $775 million US as a loan on a concessional, very low percentage to the Georgia, which reconstructed the link on its territory and constructed the missing link of the railway. And now it's operational, this project is operational, so it was realized within the own resources of the participating countries. Another model is Alyat Port. In Alyat Port, there were resources of the government of Azerbaijan, of the European Union, and international financial
institutions. And how successful they are economically?
They are very successful. If I talk about Alat Port, it started operation, it is expanding, and it has a free economic zone around it. And estimates us that within the next several years, that economic zone alone will give an income of $1 billion US. So this is very economically advantageous projects.
And also Azerbaijan seems focusing on transit sector cooperation with China. Some estimates show that the railway sector could gain profits worth 600 to 700 million US dollar from transit traffic alone by 2020. This is very remarkable. Give us more sense about the transit economy of Azerbaijan. It looks very fascinating to us.
The transit economy is because of its central location. It has been historically located on the Silk Route. And as I said, it is on the crossroad of north-south and east-west corridors. And that is why the goods going on these directions, and this means every direction, north-south, east-west, they're passing through Azerbaijan. So we are successfully have positioned ourselves, being a landlocked country, on the core and created Azerbaijan as a hub, transit hub for the countries of Asia and Europe. And of course, this is very advantageous. We are benefiting from it, but along with us are benefiting our partner countries.
Do you like to add something? How will you be contributing as a non-residential ambassador of Azerbaijan to Nepal in enhancing bilateral cultural relation between Nepal and Azerbaijan?
We have to start on the areas where we can produce quick results. And that is tourism, that is information communication technologies, that is provision of public services to the people of Nepal. I mentioned already the Asan model that we would be happy to share. If you find it attractive, would be happy to provide necessary expertise. Educational programs, exchanges of the professionals, capacity building for professionals, and of course cultural cooperations. And we would like to have more Nepalese movies shot in Azerbaijan, along with Azerbaijani movies shot in Nepal.
Your Excellency, thank you for your insight, remarks, thought and time. We are very pleased to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. My pleasure.